Hey everybody, welcome to another one of Chris's beer reviews. Today we are going to be drinking the Tankhouse Ale together. It's a 341 milliliter bottle at 5.2% ABV. It's a Tankhouse Ale. As I said, it's from Mill Street Brewery, which is in Toronto, and I'll read a tiny little brief description on the back. Mill Street Tankhouse Ale is a deliciously complex and spicy ale. We use a staggering amount of hops and 5 different malts to produce a rich, fiery pale ale, copper red in color and truly satisfying in flavor. And we got typical, same old Mill Street cap. I'm going to be drinking it out of my whole garden glass today, just to be different. And let's give her a pop and see how she goes. Now, one thing that I really like about Tankhouse Ale is that it pours and tastes very much like an IPA. Uh, it is a pale ale, like I read off the bottle, um, and as it said off the bottle, you have a very dark. Oh, it's terrible! I forgot. Fiery pale ale with a copper red in color. So yeah, I guess you could say copper red. It's also kind of like a mahogany, little bit of a mahogany color there. It's more brown, and we have a very little head, half a finger head on the top here. Uh, as usual, I smell the malts. The one beer that you can compare this the most to would be Michael Duggan's IPA 9, and that's because basically the same brewmaster that brew Michael Duggan's, he was the one who created the recipe for the Tankhouse Ale. So if I, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I'm pretty sure that uh, IPA 9 was a change in recipe that was derived from this one. And I know for a fact that the IPA 9 represents 9 malts, so this may not have 9 malts. Not really picking up any more aroma. Very good. You got very tiny bitter aftertaste. Most importantly, have a very creamy layer filling your mouth. You kind of get the sense that you're you have kind of like a woody taste in your mouth. I guess would be the best way to put it. That's more of an aftertaste undertone than something that you would be tasting at the beginning of the sip. Yeah, you can't really ignore the fact that it goes down very smooth, and it comes to a creamy filling in your mouth, and then a woody, almost kind of bittersweet finish at the ending there. Now, I've had a lot of beers that have a very woody, very nutty taste to them. This one is certainly more on the milder side of those ones. So, if somebody were to experiment into those types of beers, this would be certainly a good gateway. Very smooth beer. Uh, very well rounded. And when somebody says that you have a well rounded beer, they're talking about the start, the middle, the finish, the whole 9 yards. I've tasted a lot of beers where it tastes really good at the beginning, got a really nasty aftertaste. This not whatsoever. Very well rounded. To be honest with you, when I first started dabbling in new beers, this is one of those beers that I tried at the beginning. I wasn't really a fan of it at the beginning, but I've developed a taste for it, and I really do appreciate it now. If you want to hear more about the Michael Duggan's IPA 9 story, you can check out my review on Michael Duggan's IPA 9. And I not only do I explain the whole story, but I believe I copied and pasted what happened in the description. So yeah, all right, people, this is really good right down to the finish. I'm gonna have to say I give this a very generous 3.6 out of 5. Very good beer. I recommend it to people who are willing to explore new tastes, because this certainly isn't one of those beers that has powerful hoppy taste that people are generally afraid of when they're drinking milder lagers and pilsners. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me on another one of Chris's beer reviews. Don't drink and drive, but drink responsibly. Cheers.